after watching the movie of Sand Castle, I kind of became interested in his other movies, and I found this Stakeout, 1958 film Stakeout. Japanese title is Harikomi. I found this movie and I watched it, and I really loved this particular movie. This is a black and white movie, and it's about again two detectives searching for this particular crime perpetrator in the very countryside of Saga. In Kyushu, from Tokyo, they are traveling by the train, which is, I think, 1958. Maybe the Shinkansen is available, but I'm not sure they are available. So this particular movie, they still use the regular express train from Tokyo to all the way to Kyushu, and it's a long trip. And this particular trip reminds me when I was a student. I was using that type of a train, like I'm from Kyushu, so I was living in Tokyo, so I had to go home by this express train. So it's about one day trip from Tokyo to Kyushu, where I live. But this is Saga, so it's a little bit shorter, but it's still in the Kyushu. This particular trip reminds me you don't have a reserved seat. So in the beginning, the two police detectives were sitting on those aisle of the train, maybe narrow strip of aisle, and but soon after, from going from Tokyo to Saga, around the Kyoto area, finally the train started to kind of thin, become a little bit more getting off from the train, and so they got the seats, and so they eating a lunch and having a little bit beer or something like that along the way, and it's hot, and those train doesn't have air conditioner, therefore the window is open, and so that's the only way of cooling there. So the particular scene is very similar to the Sand Castle, because Sand Castle also the two police detectives going from northern part of Japan to the southern west part of Japan by train, and that particular scene is also took place in summer, very hot, muggy summer. So that's also very similar. But this particular the movie Stakeout is more or less like a stock, because of the black and white nature, or the story itself is based on Seicho Matsumoto's short story, and it's not much there, but it's a long sequence of that they are riding on the train and staking out, observing this particular house and where the woman was observed. Very stark, nothing more simpler than this, and so, but still it's very engaging, very nice. The camera work is very beautiful, and the way the director shoots this particular film was also kind of exciting, or kind of eye-catching moment for moment, and but it's not like a big scale spectacular or anything. So finally, these two detectives started to follow this woman. The woman is supposed to be this perpetrator's girlfriend or lover. So they thought that this perpetrator come back to this particular house. But the woman is already married to the another guy who is much older than her and richer maybe, but kind of a cold to her. They have already 3 kids in there, so she went there as doing a mother's work as well, and but she was relatively good looking, played by Hideko Takamine, great actress, Japanese actress during that time, and very, very effectively played. And but finally, they kind of realized that this woman was riding a bus and going somewhere, and so they followed. In particular sequence is kind of, from today's standard, it's very, very ridiculously obvious that they are stalking her, very close by. But she never realized, or she never noticed anybody following her. And but she goes to this area where mountain is in Saga Prefecture, Saga City, I think. And going to this area was like a hiking route type of thing, and it's a mountain road and a beautiful mountainscape, greenery scape. It's a black or white, it's kind of a dark, and then she meets this lover there, and so then they hear what they're talking about. So they're talking about escaping from where she lives to somewhere far away, like Okinawa, far away from there. And so they talking about that, and they came back to the inn, Japanese inn, that where they are staying. But this particular 2 detectives are waiting him there. So that's the entire story. But this one of the detectives, a younger, maybe 25-ish detective, who has a girlfriend, and she wants to get married with him, but he kind of deterring the particular marriage because he's too young or something, or he's too busy or whatever. But when this particular detective was observing this woman of the crime perpetrator, and he kind of slowly kind of attracted to her, because she was a very, very nice woman and a nice mother, and very taking care of all these things, and still kind of attractive woman there. And after they arrested this guy, he realized that he should make this particular telegraph to his girlfriend that he wants to get married with her. So that's the entire story, which is very, very nice and warm ending, and there's no killings or anything. Initially 2 detectives thought he had a gun, and so they are very, very cautious about approaching him and looking for guns anywhere. In particular, they got into the room, and they try to find where the gun is and so forth. But he didn't have a gun. He sold the gun a long time ago in Osaka. So he was very, very, he wasn't, rebelling or trying to evade their arrest or anything. So ending was kind of nice, and the most of all, but this particular filmmaking by Nomura was tremendously effective. And this screen play was written Shinobu Hashimoto, which is the same screenwriter, screenplay writer for the Castle of the Sand, the Castle of Sand. And so I knew, before I saw this movie, that screenwriting is pretty good there too. Would be very, very good. But yeah, it was very, very good. Well, kind of an intelligent screenplay writing, and focusing on intense this particular observation by two detectives, and intense this following after they left, riding bus and walking in the mountainside, beautiful scenery, very, very hot summer. In the hot summer is another theme there in their movies as well. Very hot, therefore, like always, detectives wiping off the sweat of their face, and complaining about being hot. And but the particular thing is very, very typical in Japanese summerscape, and I think that's where most of the Japanese viewers kind of identify themselves to riding a train, traveling, and living in a very, very hot and humid summer of Japan, and this particular persistent effort to capture this guy. And so, yeah, I think this one, it became my favorite film, Japanese film. It's beautifully shot and beautifully executed in the whole entire film. So I tremendously recommend, if you have a chance to see this film. Of course, the Criterion Channel have this particular film, and that's why I saw it. And but probably maybe other area that maybe YouTube or something, maybe you could find it, but I'm not sure. But definitely worth watching this film. It's a good old Japanese film, which is more or less like incorporating this particular style of stylized filmmaking, I would say. And it's based on very simple story, but it's very, very nice, and emotionally also very strong. Yeah, so this is called Stakeout, in Japanese Harikomi, by Yoshitaro Nomura, 1957 film.